Hello, my name is Lucas, this is Bit of Lit, and I'm here to talk about Massage by Bi Feiyu, which tells the story of six blind Tuina massage therapists that work in Nanjing. We start with Wang Daifu, who at the turn of the century is in Shenzhen, and he is making crazy money for himself. So much, in fact, that he has a lot of disposable income that he decides to invest in the stock market and then subsequently loses all of it. Uh, he meets Xiao Kong, who is this young woman that wants to keep her relationship secret from her family because they care about her very much and they want nothing more for her than to follow one rule exactly. Don't get involved with another blind person, which is exactly what she does. And then she has to keep that hidden when she moves to Nanjing with him on a whim, even though they didn't know each other for an extremely long time, enough time to make that bold move, but nonetheless, they moved to Nanjing where Wang Daifu has tried to, he wanted to make his own Tuina Center so that he could make his wife he could make Xiao Kong his wife and make her the boss's wife, and he could be the boss. But he's got a friend that offered to help him out before, and that is Sha Fuming. And Sha Fuming owns the Tuina Center and readily accepts Xiao Kong and also Wang Daifu. And in doing so, they enter the Sha Zongqi Tuina Center. That's a lot of Chinese words and names. But Tuina is a type of massage, from my understanding, that I think the blind generally do, from what I gather. Maybe I will go try to get one and see what that's like. I don't know. But Sha Fuming has his own issues because, you see, he has some problems with the other owner, Sha Zongqi. They went into business together, share the profits equally, and they have different ideas of leadership. Sha Zongqi is willing to, do what he must, but he just kind of wants to not necessarily be the boss, but he will be the boss because that's what's necessary. He just wants to make the money, basically, and Sha Fuming wants to be the boss. He has other employees who we get to know. Xiao Ma, who that name translates to little horse, and Xiao Ma is an interesting, lonely character that comes between the newly arrived Xiao Kong and Wang Daifu, and because they no longer have the time that they used to together, and she's feeling a bit lonely in her own way and happens to rub her breasts against Xiao Ma while she's visiting the men's dorm, because all the men live in one room together and all the women that work at the center live in another room together. And she becomes a bit coquettish, as it says in the novel, with him and starts flirting with him, and they have this whole tense relationship. And Xiao Ma desperately wants her, and he takes his love elsewhere because he does not want to ruin his relationship with Wang Daifu or, get in anybody's way or cause problems at the center. Another person tries to help him with that by taking him to a hostel, and Wang Daifu takes his passion and projects it onto another woman, and that causes a lot of problems. But there are other problems for other characters. Sha Fuming, for example, is in love with a beautiful young woman who he can't see, Du Hong, who is blind as well, and she used to be a piano player, a blind piano player, but she felt that there was something wrong with it, that it was sort of like she was being seen as a pity case to be brought out and perform in a way. So she wanted to make a name, not a name, but make herself a living through her own means by giving that up and becoming a massage therapist. And she's very popular because she's extremely beautiful, though nobody in the center can tell because they can't see anything. And on and on and on. There's Shu Tailai, and who's this sort of romantic guy that Jinyan moves thousands of miles away from one city to another, from her hometown to Nanjing, just to try and be with this man. She's very got a dominant personality and all these kind of things. And you see these really wonderful character relationships, and it's kind of like a character study for 6 different characters. Not a whole lot of action, but there is still quite a bit of drama in that sense, and I do think it's pretty good, and I would recommend it. However, the men in the book, I think, have a lot more character development than the women. I do think there is some interiority to the women. You know, they're not flat necessarily, but their ambitions are a bit lacking compared to the men. The men have a lot more ambition to make money, or to follow, you know, maybe just fall in love, like Xiao Ma, for example, or to be a boss, or to do all sorts of different things. And some things connect with each other as well. Meanwhile, the women largely have different ideas on the love that they would like to have in their life, or they want to be the boss's wife and this kind of thing. So that detracts it a little bit. There's some really good imagery and the way it's used to try and express these ideas about what it's like for the blind and how they get through life and this kind of thing. I think it is very heartfelt and compassionate for the blind in this sense. Overall, I think it's pretty good. There are some issues I have with it, but I would recommend it. So thank you for watching. And next time you see me, I will probably be talking about, let's see, how about, let's go for what I think is a thriller. The Message by Mai Jia. 5 code breakers, 1 traitor. It's a spy novel. We'll see more about that next time. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Thank you. Goodbye, everyone. La di da 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 da.